I think you're muted.
Swell. What is so funny about that?
No, Steve. I think you're losing it. You okay?
I was crying.
Please explain.
No.
Nikki, what do you find so amusing about this choice of introduction?
It's unique.
Isn't it? It's unlike anything I've ever done.
I'm gonna be a kooky little boy and start muted.
We're innovating.
I wasn't talking about starting a muted, Danny.
Oh, I thought you were.
I was talking about the utterly original choice of swell as my first line.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm so not seen right
No,
now.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
still similar to Olaf, except now it's more like a British one, I guess, or Canadian.
Oh, swell.
You know, those British Canadian types who say swell.
I don't know if they do or
Yeah.
not. I'm just like,
If you're British and or Canadian, we hope you feel seen. Because apparently we think you say swell.
We hope the swelling goes down.
But yeah, I hope the swelling goes down, if applicable. Welcome back to the Relics of the New Republic. We had a doozy last week, but we are back and in action, and more or less intact. No one is currently in urgent care. No one is currently at work, as far as I can tell. Any confessions, anybody? Are you also working right now remotely? Because it's okay.
Green screen.
Yeah.
Gus, you're muted.
Oh, I was left muted. I was saying it's the lie. It's all green screen.
It is. That's a lovely green screen setup you have there. Gus, did you happen to just say that off mic because you're a kooky little boy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Someone had to be, and I refuse to be it. Anyone else working right now? No, we're
Well, I'm currently operating an illegal dogfighting ring and doing horse betting while we're playing. So do those count as work, or are those just like passion projects?
It sounds like you set something up that's working for you, Will
Yeah.
Oh,
Jinkies.
it's lovely.
Working hard.
Well, I'm not really
What
working,
is-
but the horse and the dogs sure
hardly.
are.
What is the name of the
Thank
horse
you.
that you're betting on? That's what I need to know.
Oh, Friday is the horse I'm betting on, but I'm also betting against Friday with Sunday. I'm hoping the hangover doesn't really mess with them much, but you know how it is with weekend
That
horses.
joke that has to do with horses whose names are days.
Oh, yeah. Do we dare?
iCarly.
If Danny calls it a bad joke, I get a little
I
worried.
said dad joke. Joke. Which
Dad joke.
kind of ride the same line there, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, it can be the bisexual of jokes. Two things can be
It's
true.
bisexual of jokes.
Right.
The bisexual of jokes. That is a great line.
I'm a paradox.
¿Por qué no los dos? It could be both.
Right.
And yet it is. It's paradoxical.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good to see y'all. I feel happy. And I feel happy as I contemplate all the shenanigans we're up to in this story. In lieu of our occasional chit-chat banter stuff, we'll go into the action sooner, as we have been. But we did a little bit of growth and advancement off air. This seems like a very narratively appropriate place. Now that you're in a safe place, you're together, you're out of the action you've both been in. It's a wonderful convergence. I'd like everybody to have a full rest and clear all fatigue.
Oh, I didn't have fatigue. I'm fine. I forgot.
moved to
Just what I-
Who
Tired.
needs to clear fatigue when you're just going off the rails of your balance track, you know?
Yeah.
And despite the fatiguelessness, there are still elements of risk that endure. For example, the balance track. Danny, your new center is +1 community, correct?
Yes.
Because you fell off your bounce
Amen.
towards community.
Jingmin is all about that other people.
Jinky's linen cloth, the linen cloth, is at +3 stability, so right at the edge of the balance track.
Yep.
Your turn.
He's just been
Fun.
waiting, you know?
Nikki Akifumi Yako is at +3 adoration, also at the edge of the balance track.
Yep.
We're doing great.
And thus, Amuksur is at +2 towards result. So a little bit of wiggle room there.
Yeah. Still
If
got
I
time.
would have
time.
just waited a little bit longer to go off my balance track, we could have had a TPK.
The
Like,
TPK, like Avatar Legends equivalent.
Yeah, Avatar Legends equivalent of a TPK.
You
Or, like,
all
what would
passed
that-
out.
Yeah. Yeah,
we
what
get
would that
game
even
over
be?
screen.
A
Yeah.
paper mache rock gently floats down over all of us.
no one can bend it because it's
Oh.
paper.
Get so sweepy.
And it's just, there's not enough moisture in the paper. No one can bend
One
it.
week says it's dried. The moisture is dried and it's paper and it's unbendable.
You can try to blow it with the wind, but it's not the same as bending it.
Too heavy.
You could lift it with the earth or with water. You could try to burn it. But it's difficult. What if the demise of all the benders in
Paper
this
mache.
Avatar verse was just a big wad of paper mache, you know?
So guys, let's become villains really quickly and let's just see.
Just let's find out.
Let's just throw it in the fiction.
We will not do all of the granular questions for growth and advancement this time around, but I would love for folks to tell me, did you take an advancement?
Yes.
Jeez.
I took one.
How did you advance?
I am taking a move from a different playbook
Ooh.
and taking it from the bold.
Uh-huh.
It's called Not Done Yet. Once per session, when you are taken out, shift your balance towards center to stay up for one more combat exchange. After that exchange ends, you become helpless, unconscious, or otherwise incapable of contributing on and are taken out as normal.
Wow.
Oh, that
Wow.
is juicy.
It's orc ferocity.
Or for us.
Look at you. Don't forget that you have that. That's a good back pocket
Yeah.
option.
Yeah, that's important to remember that I have.
Gus, could it be that as a player, you are insightfully preparing for epic final battles?
All I know is widowy. I've almost passed out a couple times, so just want to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, for sure.
Widowy.
What do we?
Literally. Apparently.
Apparently.
Is that the evolution of the apparently kid?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't
The de-evolution, maybe?
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose. Either direction. We're all in a becoming process, aren't we? Danny, what did you take?
I unlocked Jingmin's moment of balance.
Oh my goodness, is that the first person who's chosen it
I think so.
this campaign?
Yeah. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, because it's unique to each playbook.
Yes. So the Prodigy's moment of balance reads, "You've always struggled to rely on other people. It feels like it makes you weak. But in this moment, connection to others is the very source of your strength. You call upon your commitment to the group to push yourself beyond your limits and do the impossible. Tell the GM how you accomplish a feat no one has ever before to help or save your friends."
Oh my goodness, we're cooking.
We're cooking. We're cooking with sesame oil now, folks.
If we get to the end of this campaign and y'all don't use those two things, I'm gonna be so upset. Nikki, you did not get an advancement this time around.
Nope.
With the remaining episode count, I'm curious if there will be a natural bookmark for another growth and advancement. There may be. We will see.
Mhm.
So we won't close that book of hope yet. Because you're
Yay.
very close, right? How far away are you from an advancement?
I need just one more.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
We will try. We will try. And Jinkies. Oh yeah.
But I did get reputation, so
That's right. That's right. We can note that now. So we haven't talked about this since you saved folks from a burning building. The archives, the police archives. But we decided off air on a very important victory for you. What did we choose, Nikki?
that I not only got renowned for not blowing up the building and saving all those people, to push my reputation up one, but also I impressed Kumadi by saving a lot of her people and added urban to my base.
Yes.
So now my base is monastic and urban, and my target is privileged.
that's so fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love this. I love thinking of Fumi as like an influencer who's like secured, you know, like an audience. And now it's like, all right, now I'm going after the privileged ones.
Yeah.
And that is also very timely. And so, yeah, now if you choose, you can apply that 2 points of reputation as a +2 to a roll on top of the applicable stat. So get ready to wield that.
All right.
Jinkies, last but not least.
So
How have you
I
grown?
chose another book or another move from my playbook. So I grabbed play the part. So when you give in to the demands of another character after honestly disagreeing with them, you may clear a condition or 2 fatigue, or you may shift your balance.
Oh,
So after a good compromise, I still get to win mechanically, maybe not story wise.
So peer
yeah.
pressure helps you.
Well, sure.
Yeah, I have to say, I wonder how many GMs get this degree of just like joy because of players who choose things that are just so appropriate for their characters.
I don't know why
Y'all
I
have
didn't
been.
take this like 1,000 sessions ago. Like, think we would have never had fatigue ever.
Yeah.
I've disagreed with everything we did.
Yes.
And you've given in every time.
I
Yeah.
could have been
Yep.
clearing conditions. I could have been healing up.
Centering
That's
your
I wasn't
balance.
min-maxing.
Just delightful, y'all. All right. Well, let us jump into the action. You all have been welcomed to the underground movement, the resistance, to a secure base that is part of the systems of tunnels that run under Republic City. The librarian allows you all to rest. We see in the nighttime just kind of a montage of scenes as people are unwinding, settling into their new surroundings, setting up hopefully comfortable enough quarters. It is a well-resourced facility. And we see glimpses of conversations as the camera just pans. We don't get to hear them, but we see Fumi talking to Kumadi, and Kumadi shedding a single tear and clapping a hand on Fumi's shoulder. We see Amuk having a sidebar with the librarian. At first, it seems like a very serious conversation, but then Amuk seems to have the same expression he had when the librarian was initially going on and on about who knows what.
Moog's just like doing his best to listen and be respectful. He's just slowly starting to nod. Yeah.
Lynn, I'm curious where you picture yourself in this montage.
Probably just observing people. It's been a long day, right? Let's find a little place away from people talking. Just take a minute to ourselves.
Yeah, I love that. And you, Danny, how about Jingmin?
I think Xingmin is also kind of just like wandering, and for now, maybe actively avoiding Len.
Ooh, forgot about that.
Not because of anger, but like she'll like turn a corner and like if she sees Len, she'll be like, "Ah," and just completely turn around.
All is well. All is well.
Yeah.
She's collecting her thoughts, okay?
Yeah. I like it. I will say morning comes around. Not that morning looks terribly different underground. The lights are dimmed for a time to allow people in the sleeping quarters to rest. All of your fatigue is cleared. Conditions are not, if you have any. But you wake up feeling significantly rested. Warm meals are provided. And after a larger council meeting with a bunch of disseminated information, the librarian starts walking up to individuals. She asks each of you to stay at the table. She seems to have a hushed conversation with Cho and Kumati jointly, another with Shadowpaw. And then she comes to, who should go first? Let's go to Lynn.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you knew, but that somehow
Dearest
heightens
listener,
my excitement.
When you hear what Steve is about to say, if you've been listening enough, you're probably gonna know why I didn't want Steve to talk to me first.
Now I know. Okay.
Yeah.
The librarian addresses, I'll say, the group just for a moment, and then turns to you, Lynn. And addressing all of you, she says, most leaders are already under the spell of the machine, this brainwashing mechanism. But the common people are not. There are far too many of them. They are just scared, desperate to forget their fear, and eager to follow leaders who speak to their fear, even if in half-truths. I have assignments for each of you, but I'm afraid that the assignments are each of such a sensitive nature that if any of you are captured, tortured, or worse, brainwashed into compliance with the Red Lotus, it would compromise our entire operation. So I must ask some impossible things of each of you, and you need not feel obligated to say yes. Firstly, I'm offering each of you an assignment. You may not know the objectives of your assignment, nor any pertinent information, until you agree to it. It is a completely blind leap that I'm asking you to take. Only take it if you are prepared to do all that the assignment requires, no matter the cost. And second, Each assignment may detail that you are not able to share anything with your companions, as applicable and specified in subclauses of the assignment. So, Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
she wheels towards you in her chair and whispers. So the rest of you cannot hear this. Lynn and Cloth. I love your name, by the way.
Thanks. Don't know what else to say to that. Sorry.
Is it your given name or a moniker
Yeah.
you've chosen for yourself?
Nope. Given. My
Hmm.
dad's. Different conversation. Different time.
Creative people your parents must be.
It's a really nice way of saying it.
I do try to find the good, and I see plenty in you. Lynn, your parents' circus has become more than a distraction for the people of Republic City, as I'm sure you know.
Mm-hmm.
It is a trap for drugging people en masse, and to some extent, it seems, kidnapping select individuals and converting them. We don't want to hurt your parents. They have not proven to be malicious actors in any other regard. I'm not even certain of the level of awareness they have of the Red Lotus and their plans. Abducting them has proved difficult given the Red Lotus's protection. So I have a different assignment for you. All I can tell you is that it is not abducting them. And she
Okay.
holds out a manila envelope. Lynn, are you willing to accept your mission?
Are they gonna get hurt?
I do not know.
Okay. And Lynn takes the envelope.
She measures you for a moment. Your word, Lynn.
I'll do it. Because I don't want
Very
some
good.
stranger doing it.
I thought I might hear something like that from you.
Well, congrats on placing a good bet.
Enjoy. She wheels past you.
Enjoy! Oh, God.
Fumi and Min. The two of you together, please.
Okay.
Danny was camera off, so I panicked for a second. I'm like, are you there?
Right on. I was right on time. Right on time.
You are right on time. She wheels towards the two of you. Fumi, you have proven in so short a time that you have a way with the people of Republic City. They know your face. You can speak to them. Help them remember who they are. And she leans in and grabs the sleeve of your shirt as she says that, Fumi.
I can?
I believe so. And this part is no secret. I believe that you are the choice person, perhaps our best hope, to address the common people if we can seize an opportunity and disrupt the coronation of Taugasha, which may or
Okay.
may not immediately result in the installation of a leader, secret or not, such as Zahir.
Oh,
We do not fully
yeah.
know what we are dealing with. So, first, an assignment.
Okay.
Min, I have nothing else to say to you. You must also accept this assignment unconditionally, or choose not to. In which case, I will try to find other uses for your talents.
With the assignment with Fumi,
Indeed.
I was told earlier that a part of my destiny and finding my true strength is to rely on my friends. And I think this is fortifying that. So I accept whatever Fumi says.
Fumi just gives Jingmin a proud pat on the shoulder.
Jingmin goes, "Ouch!"
Jesus,
Sorry.
Fumi.
Sorry.
I'm just a kid. I'm just a little girl. I'm just a baby.
I was just trying to show I'm proud of you.
I just picture total outrage cascading through them.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Needless commentary from bystanders like, where were they a moment ago? Anyway. I'm heartened to see this trust in your friends, Jingmin. And Fumi, your decision?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Very well. She hands you both a packet. A Muksur. I can only say of your task that it is in some respects the most difficult. Will you accept this mission?
Mook just nods.
Good. I'm counting on you. She makes a gesture for you to walk with her as she wheels a bit away, Amuk.
Start following the librarian.
Amuk, we've just developed a method to reverse the effects of the mind control. I need you to apprehend President Julie Moon. I need you to go where she is on site. She cannot be abducted and brought here, or else the Red Lotus will know that she is compromised. And so you must set up a mobile station with our equipment and reverse the effects. Restore her mind, Amuk. And please do so without incident. If the Red Lotus knows that she has slipped through their grasp, then she will likely be killed.
Understood. As far as the procedure itself goes, what is the success that you've tested?
I must confess, it is not a perfect solution. Just as their own methods do not have one-to-one results. Based on our current trials, more than half, by just a bit. More than half are coming back to themselves. We will see to it that everything's in order, that you are given the equipment as well as a drug that, in some respects, mirrors, though modifies, the forbidden and infamous cabbage kush.
Something about the way it sounds with the librarian's voice. I don't know why. It's so funny.
You think I don't know the names of the drugs of the streets? Finally, Amuk, when her transformation is complete, give her these instructions for the day of Taogasha's coronation. She just notes that there's a little scroll within the packet. Follow every instruction precisely, or you could permanently ruin the president's mind. One more thing. And she pats you.
No pressure.
She pats you on the hand. She takes your hand, Amuk. One more thing. Our intelligence suggests that Avatar Korra has finally returned from her missions in the Baiji Sea, where she was for some time negotiating with oil drilling companies and pirates. But we have reason to believe that she too has come under the spell of the machine.
No.
I have no doubt that the Red Lotus, will utilize Korra to protect their most important assets. Julie Moon, we must imagine, is high on that list.
Forgot there's an avatar in this universe.
Yeah, what a small detail.
Korra may or may not show up. That's fine. It's okay.
I cannot wait to hear this impression. I cannot wait to hear this impression.
Oh, don't hype it up. I haven't practiced at all.
Oh, that's why I'm excited, Steve.
Even better.
And my voice is shot. So if this happens tonight, well, good luck, everybody.
We core after chain smoking a whole pack.
Yeah, it does stuff to your voice, you know?
It's what happens when you're negotiating with oil riggers and pirates. It's just all the smoke inhalation.
It's our fiction, darn it. Good luck to you, Amuk.
Thank you.
I won't bother you with any more stories or lectures.
How kind of you.
All right. Let's pan the camera to Lynn. Lynn, do you open your packet or do you do anything else first?
Well, first I explained to everyone that I have a dice tray at my desk at all times, and I just hit it and sprayed the dice everywhere. So there's currently 3 D6s missing.
Oh
No.
So that's my later project.
You gotta find those bad boys.
I'm gonna find my dice. But no, I think let's gonna open it right up, because I mean, what is there to talk about with anybody, right? Can't talk to Fumi, can't talk to Amuk, not gonna talk to Jingmin for obvious reasons. But like, what else is there to do? You know,
Yeah.
So we're just gonna
Yeah.
pop it open.
Yeah. As you open it, Lynn, your mission becomes very clear to you. There's not actually a lot written in your packet. The mission, the objective, is to persuade your parents to break off their deal with the Red Lotus and to move the circus out of town.
Okay.
If
We have
this
this
cannot
conversation
be
now.
accomplished, you must destroy so much property in the circus that it virtually cannot continue.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Just helping the family business. You know what I'm saying?
just a regular day at the Anglecloth Circus, guys. Okay. God, that makes like me sad. I cannot begin to imagine how sad that makes Lynn. So she's just gonna get up and go. And there's not like anybody like guarding the doors or stopping her, right?
No,
Another way out? Don't have to ask for directions.
no. Let's just say you know where the circus is. You're given that info. It has the schedule of the next events, and you know Republic City well enough by now as well. You're given a map through the underground tunnels to have easier access through sewers, so that you can lay low and get close to the circus with ease. If you have anything else that you would require, this is also an opportunity to take that, and that applies to everybody before you go on your missions.
Several explosives.
Well,
Okay.
Lynn's gonna stop at home and just grab her stuff. Just like her apron and her paints and her dad's jacket. Just make sure that she's got everything important before she goes.
That is a lovely vignette. Let's cut to. Yeah, let's go to Fumi and Min, and it's okay if they have different reactions. Do you open your packet together? Do you say anything to each other?
Isn't this great that we have each other to talk to and they can't even talk to anyone?
I mean, it's great for us, but I don't think Lynn is going to handle that well.
Wow, clock her.
Did we hear what the librarian told to Lynn?
No,
No.
Okay.
we just
Yeah,
heard like
okay,
the
just making
general.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Fumi knows Lynn.
It's a growing experience for all of us, you know?
Yeah, I just hope she'll be okay.
She's strong. I think she'll be fine. I think she's
Yeah.
stronger than she thinks she is.
Yeah, you're right. We'll trust her. All right, you ready to open this?
Heck yeah.
Fumi opens it up.
Okay. Well, as the two of you open your packet and scan the contents, it becomes clear that you are being charged with the heist alongside Shadowpaw and Cho.
Ooh.
Min, specific details are limited, but your name has a note next to it. Protect Fumi at all costs.
Oh.
We're finally gonna get everything back.
Yeah. This is wow.
Instantly in her head, Min just pictures her like killing several adult men to save Fumi, and that's what she's willing to do.
Every time you tell us about the inner workings of Jingmin's mind, I'm like, therapist? Question mark?
Have the inner workings of Jinmin's mind ever been just like having tea?
No,
You know?
Jingmin knows nothing of that.
Far past
Anytime
that.
we get a peek in there, it's like, oh, what?
See, if Jeanmin imagined tea, she would imagine herself shooting the tea for target practice.
Yeah, or like using it as like like when they pour like hot oil on soldiers during
Oh.
sieges. Yeah, like hot tea.
Oh.
It's like a tea party at Sid's house from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta give them the tea, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm,
Jingmin will say to Fumi though,
This might be the perfect time. I know you and I spoke about me training you a little bit of what I know, and I have this particular stance that I want to teach you. And before we embark on this, might be the perfect time for me to teach you that, if you're willing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Heck yeah.
I love that.
and there's actually a particular prodigy move I can use to teach Fumi an
That's
actual
right.
technique whenever
Yeah.
whenever we find the time to do that.
Yeah, let's get to that in a moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. All right, Fumi, you see a note from the librarian that just says, Fumi, you're going to do a great job persuading the people. But first, we need to get your hands on a symbol that will bring them back. And you see a full drawing of Aang's staff.
Oh yeah, Fumi's excited about that.
I don't know why. I just as soon as you said symbol, I instantly pictured the Batman symbol.
Crossover?
Oh my god, crossover.
Batman Avatar? All right. I think, unless you have any pertinent questions or ideas about other things that come first, we can go to that training scene, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like probably like as a part of like getting ready. At some point, Jingmin will just approach her and be like,
All right, you ready?
Yeah, what do I need to do?
So this is it's something my grandfather actually taught me. It helped at first in shooting large bows when I was very small, and just later on it just helped. It just always helps to assume just a strong stance. So so just stand like this,
and she sort of starts like actually like positioning you with her hands, and like she'll use her bow to actually like position your feet and spread them apart.
all right, and just hold that.
Okay.
And as you're holding that, she starts kind of hard, but not too hard. It still kind of hurts, striking your like shins with her bow. And every time the stance wavers, she'll say,
No, hold it. You need to hold it.
and she'll just like keep doing that. And as she'll do that, like she'll throw in some more steps. She'll like have you like throw like some strikes while you're making that stance. And I'm using the Prodigy's special ability as part of being towards community, where I can spend time teaching a fellow companion a technique available to their skills and training. And I'm trying to teach Fumi Jingmin's steady stance technique, which I think it is available because it is a universal technique.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah. So
These stands.
You're not
It
trying
is.
to teach fire to an airbender, so it's good with
Yeah.
me.
yeah.
Oh, I see it on your sheet too.
Yeah, it's the one right on my sheet right there. Yeah. So
Cool.
what I have to do is I have to roll with community And thankfully that's a +1 right now. And some things might happen if I miss.
Oh,
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm rolling. Ooh, I rolled a 5 on a 6 on the die.
Woo!
That's a
Ooh.
12. So
Nice.
very nice.
I think Fumi, how you learn it really well. How does that look?
Yeah. After like it takes a few tries of the whacking the leg, but Fumi eventually just like steadies herself. She completely gets just in the zone. She even brings out like the boomerang and just holds it still, and doesn't react to like the later taps.
I love that. And it just gets to a point where Jingmin is just like so proud of Fumi, and also like she was nervous at first because she's never taught someone else something,
Whoa.
and so she was like, so she was for a while she was just straight up copying what she remembered Jingong doing, her grandfather doing, and then there was a moment too where like she sort of came into her own, and she was able to like really like connect to like her teaching of Fumi, and at some point she's like, "You're doing great!" And she just jumps up and goes for a high five for Fumi.
Fumi does not move from the stance. She's holding it steady.
Heck yeah!
Oh, it's beautiful. What
So, yeah,
a
you can add-
transformation.
So yeah, you can add that. You learn that technique. You can add that technique to your playbook as learned.
Yay! Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Nikki, do you mind reading Steady Stance so that listeners get a refresh?
Yeah. Assume a strong, steady stance. Any foes engaged with you who choose to advance and attack this exchange must mark 1 fatigue. Negate the first condition or negative status inflicted on you in this exchange. If no conditions or negative status were inflicted on you in this exchange, become empowered for the next exchange.
That's a pretty versatile move.
Yeah, and actually, hold on. Oh, darn. Okay, I was about to say that really works well with one of my moves, except it doesn't, because it specifically says except empowered.
Oh.
That's awesome. Yeah, with this one, feels to me like whatever happens, you get something. So that's cool when you
I
use
love
it.
that.
What a transformation for Jingmin to be imparting this knowledge.
She's
And-
sharing.
Yeah, community. Yeah. Anything else as the camera lingers on the two of you after this high five?
I think after the high five, she'll stand there for a while, and then she'll just jump in for a hug. Jingmin.
Okay, Fumi's gonna lose it for like the stance for that and hug her back.
Jingmin's like, yeah, no, I tricked you. Don't break the stance.
You failed. You failed.
Oh no!
You're not ready.
Slipping back into that Jingong approach, huh? No, I'm sorry to
that's something
sour your
Jingong
moment with
would do.
alternative reality.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, we linger on this hug. And then we cut to Amuk. Amuk, you have received your packet. You've also received verbal information from the librarian. What are you doing?
Luke is just getting ready. Just getting prepped to go out by himself without anyone else. Gonna read over the packet maybe like 3 or 4 times to really memorize it.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like quietly take everything in as best as he can while because we're not in like Amuk's not anywhere near anyone else right now, right?
Yeah, if you don't want to be, that's fine.
Yeah, Amuk's just gonna like decompress for a minute without anybody else watching him and actually just kind of like let himself feel everything that just happened. No, like there's nobody else around there.
Yeah. You're afforded a quiet space. Perhaps it was your assigned sleeping quarters, Amuk. There's a kettle with tea. There's herbs hanging. There's cushions and other comforts. I'm curious what this looks like. Like, what does it look like for Amuk to sit and process for a moment and feel things?
And just like a heavy silence, I would say, more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy silence with like a light amount of snacking, because just because I got a full night's of sleep doesn't mean I'm not hungry.
Gotta fuel up.
Gotta fuel up, get the carbs ready. And then just going over the sheet that, or the file that I was given, just to like really make sure I'm not going to mess up any of those steps that you said. I think he's just going to quietly get up and leave, not like check in with anybody else, but just like get going.
Yeah. As you've pored over those documents, Amuk, you realize that the details are important, just as promised. Things as nuanced as the positioning of the head of the person who is to undergo the reversal process. The exact application of the new drug to their skin. But yeah, in short order, you're able to internalize the details. You are given 2 sets of equipment, one and a backup. Does anyone else say anything to else before we start following people on their individual missions?
I missed what you said right after you said, does anyone else say anything?
Amuk was given 2 full sets of the equipment needed for the reversal process.
Okay.
I think that's what I said last. Yeah. Any veiled comments, questions to each other, outright betrayal of the librarian, and disclosing information? I'm just curious,
Really quickly bring down the ceiling of the place, guys. Really
Just real quick. I feel like that'd be a Jingmin thing to do. Just, I feel like...
So, you
like I'm just
know, forget this. We're just going to destroy everything.
Just a casual destruction of things. Yeah, any final conversations with Kumadi, Cho, the librarian, Shadowpaw, or others?
Well, I think Jingmin might want to just meet Shadowpaw. She hasn't yet.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't
Yeah.
think Rumi has either. So
Yeah, so we should go meet. we should go meet
yeah,
Shadowpaw.
especially because we're working with her on this. So
The heist with her.
The librarian just wheels past you and goes,
Go meet Shadowpaw.
"Don't say the H word.
Oh,
Enjoy."
heck.
Yes, that one. Wink. Yeah, you find Shadowpaw, and you realize as you step into Shadowpaw's quarters that there are other people who are already sort of fangirling. Like, oh, it's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much. Da da da. And then as Shadowpaw sees the two of you, she politely dismisses the other questioners. So, we're together on this one.
You know, I knew from
Yeah.
the start it was a sheer shoe.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was worrying I'd become predictable. I'll need a new
So
approach.
glad she doesn't have suspicious mind.
I don't know about that.
That's-
I mean, you were really cool at the auction.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm just really smart, so I figure things out really easily.
hmm. You do seem to have acute senses.
Yeah, my two areas of mastery are sensing and breaking.
I see. That is very helpful information, and it was also provided on this dossier put together by the librarian.
Like, I think it looks exactly like Jingmin's character sheet.
She's just holding her character sheet. Fascinating that the way they describe these things you can do, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I must give credit where it's due as far as the auction is concerned. And a small black cat appears. It doesn't come out of anywhere. It just literally appears. So it was
It
previously
materializes?
invisible. Yeah. The cat does not meow, but it does speak.
Naturally.
Pleased to meet your acquaintance.
Oh my gosh, you too. Are you a friend of Shadowpaw's then?
A friend indeed.
Are you a spirit?
Yes.
All right, thank God.
The cat
Something
cocks
about-
its head a little bit.
Because I mean, if you were
Did
just
you
a
think I
talking
was-
cat,
A cat?
yeah, if you were just a talking cat, that'd be a lot more unsettling than you being a spirit. I feel like,
Ah,
yeah. Or you could have been like a really small person in a cat costume. That would have been even more unsettling.
no, indeed, on both counts.
All right. Well, what's your name?
Well, in the spirit realm, I was simply called Paw. Then I ended up following a human for some time. In her shadow, I suppose.
Oh, I get it. That makes all the sense in the world. I knew that from the start.
Shadowpaw chimes in and is like, to be honest, I don't actually know how the name came to spread beyond the two of us. But we are Shadowpaw.
Probably because
So-
of the paw prints that you guys left behind.
Yeah, you kind of left those at like every scene.
That was a branding choice after the fact, but
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So the both of you will be joining us on the heist.
indeed, says Paw.
Well, that's exciting.
You must
can I
know a
ask-
few things about us. Yes, perhaps you would ask exactly what we would answer, Fumi.
I wanted to ask, whatever happened with the dragon egg?
That's a great question, GM. Whatever happened with the dragon egg? Ah, boy, do I have an answer for you.
We love playing RPGs here.
We sure do. I love playing with note takers. It's especially helpful. Help me out, table.
Dragon egg, and I was
Good.
totally in on it.
It's
I
there's a really easy out here.
completely forgot about the dragon egg.
I completely forgot about the dragon egg too.
I never
Nikki
forgot
Props
did
to
it.
you,
not.
Nikki. Props to you.
Nikki Bond never forgets a dragon egg. Jinkies, what is my easy out here?
It was for a client. Why would Shadowpaw know?
I was gonna say either that or it was returned to where like it's the dragon.
Yeah. Oh my god. Or the mom came by and picked it up. Like that's what we missed when we cut away and we're falling through the bridge. It was
entire
the
dragon.
flying into Public City.
Yeah.
Or Shadowpaw to get back to the dragon.
We didn't hear
plot
anything
twist.
about it on the news. No. The
Plot
dragon and
twist
Helgen.
it was a rock the whole time. It wasn't even a real dragon egg.
It's a rare known as dragon egg.
I'll do you one better, y'all, because we're getting so close to the finale. Shadowpaw smirks and looks into your eyes, Fumi. It hatched.
It actually hatched?
Yes, some time ago.
Oh, wow.
So there's just a baby dragon somewhere out there?
Somewhere specific, yes.
Okay.
Like here?
Where's the baby
You
dragon?
are. This is part of the privileged information of our mission. And yes, the dragon is here.
Oh,
Oh,
that's so cool.
that is, yeah.
It is not. It has not progressed as quickly as we might have hoped in terms of asking the dragon to participate in such missions. But we need all the help we can get, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
So, dragons aside, other questions?
All right. Yeah, what were you going to tell us?
As far as Shadow and I, says Paw, we have a bond. Not merely the emotional sort. We are bonded in a way that is something like the Avatar's bonding with Rava. And it is a very, as I'm sure you imagine, understudied territory. But figuring out how to break this bond, though we do not wish to, may be instrumental in sorting out how to separate Yin Shen from Taogasha. I hope it doesn't come to that. But one thing you must know for practical purposes is that we are virtually inseparable.
Okay.
It is largely a matter of illusion that I am walking freely apart from Shadow's form.
Mhm. It's kind of like how my bow and bowstring is inseparable from the spirit of death itself.
Precisely, says Shadowpaw.
Oh my god.
I look forward to heisting with you, Shadow and Paw.
As do I. I think it's good to cut there, leave anything else to exposition and context. Jinkies, you said Lynn just sort of leaves because she can't share her mission with others.
Yeah.
Is that right? No goodbyes or anything. No tentative anything.
Nope. Just going.
Okay. All right. We'll get to you in a moment. I just want to check on Mook before Mook leaves on his mission. Anything that you do in preparation?
Amuk is going to clear some stuff out of his pockets, out of his little belt pouches, and leave some stuff behind to make room for both of these sets of tools, including a Mon's mask he's going to leave behind. And start heading away.
Okay. We will begin our adventures after this ad break.
That's so evil, Steve.
And we're back. Don't worry, you don't have to wait long. I didn't have an ad ready. This is yeah. Let's start with Lynn and Cloth.
Oh God.
Lynn, we follow you through the prescribed underground system of tunnels. You stop in your apartment and gather your things, and you dip back down as quickly as you can and out of sight. And soon you emerge from another sewer grate near the very loud tents of the circus.
Can I make a request before we pop out?
Yeah.
Does the tunnel still exist that would lead us to where they were storing the cabbage kush?
Repeat the question for me.
Does the tunnel still exist that we went into that they were storing the cabbage kush near?
Yeah.
I would love to come out in the tent where they're storing the cabbage kush. And if I remember correctly, Sammy hid a crate of it underground, right?
Yeah, dropped it right down.
Yeah, would love to bust that open and get a little bit of it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think any roll is needed. Lynn, as you emerge in this all too familiar storage tent, you realize that Red Lotus is not, at least at this moment, as active as staffed in this area.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot less stuff to protect. It's mostly been emptied out. There are a few empty crates. Very few signs, actually, of their current activity, but you know where Sammy stashed that crate.
And thank God.
And with a simple earthbending gesture, you are able to access it.
Okay, great. Can I
What
just
do you do now that you have some access to Kush?
I want to take a little baggie and get a whole bunch of it. Tie up the bag. Shove it in the front pocket of the apron. And then I want to go set up at the face painter's stall.
Oh. Okay. Now, Lynn, as you approach the face painter's stall, you see the face painter that is currently active in her role. Do you just set up next to her?
Oh,
or do you
so
wait
rude.
for
Steve,
her
God, no.
to finish her shift? I'm just curious the approach here.
Is she working on someone right now?
Let's say she's wrapping up. She's got maybe a line of 3 other folks, but she notifies them, oh, I'm sorry, but I'll have to stop for a while after this person. You'll be seen shortly.
Lynn's gonna approach that woman and say, "Hey, if you gotta go now, you're all good. I'm Lynn. This used to be my tent," and she points to where her name was crossed off the signage. So if you want to just pack up for the day, feel free. I can take it over for you.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, I didn't realize I was getting some help around here. Finally. The numbers have just been crazy, and they haven't hired.
Yeah, I know. Some sort of internal hiring freeze or something. It's my parents are so weird. I'm so sorry.
Wow. What parents you have. It must be so... I don't know, exciting.
You know, that's such a fun word to use. But yeah, you don't have to worry about it. I'll take care of it for you.
Okay. Finishes up painting a panda on someone's face and
Okay.
then steps out, leaving you to their materials.
Woo! Okay. Assuming they're still using the same clay-based paints, Lynn's just gonna pick up like nothing ever went horribly wrong. And start painting the faces of all these people waiting in line. Functionally, what's happening here is that she's waiting for her parents to show up. She's waiting for the crowds to die down, waiting for people to go home, but using the cover of the face painting. And also, how ominous would it be if your daughter, who does not like you, shows up like nothing was wrong?
Yeah.
So the goal is to unnerve before even opening our mouths.
Okay. Okay. I think there's a role there.
Okay.
This is
What do I-
kind of feels like a main aim in your approach.
Mhm.
What does this feel like, Danny? Does this feel like a rely on skills and training, or is there something more specific?
Training. It feels like it could be an intimidate, so maybe somehow.
I think it has that kind of an angle, right?
Yeah.
Would you say so?
Yeah, I'd
Mhm.
say it could be a little intimidating.
As you look at the mechanical options of intimidate, I'm curious if you feel alignment here.
Yeah.
I actually
Like,
you could-
would
you
you
could
like
ward,
these
like-
things? Would Lynn like these things to sort of be to happen?
Yeah.
I would kind of like it to be more of a trick than intimidate.
Mm.
Okay. What do you think is the deception?
I think the deception is the longer, I guess the medium con here is that Lim wants to come back home.
Okay. Let's hold on to that role until we have dialogue then.
Okay.
Because I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear whatever version of that she says.
Oh God. Me too.
Now, it's been a minute, and I only played them for a minute, but I believe your mother had like a New York, Long Island thing going on.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And did we hear your father's voice? I think we did.
Like so briefly. I think listeners, you are not allowed to go back and try to scrub through the audio to find it. Okay. You are formally banned.
Okay. Now that the ban is in place, let's
Yep.
role play. I don't know if I even gave a name to the face painter, but let's say
It's aspect.
no. No, it is not.
Aspect, it's aspect.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is a new one. This is a different
This
one.
is a separate
Aspect.
clown.
Yeah.
Rhea, dear, you're done for the day. That's past your shift. I know there's a lot of people, but you can go and rest now. And she's coming up behind you, Lynn, and then steps around to see your face.
Hi,
Lynn,
sorry, I'm
sweetie.
in the middle of a face. Just give me 1 second.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. She's like nervously fixing her hair.
Good.
Doesn't know what to do with her hands all of a sudden.
Great.
It's great that, yeah, it's just lovely. The work you're doing. It's just like what you used to do. Okay.
Lynn's being a tad show-offy, if you will, rather than
Yeah.
having just the paints in like the dish like normal, they're kind of floating around her. It's again the medium con, right? Is it's a little intimidating, but it's more like this is different than what you knew.
Okay. Yeah. She her face looks wowed. Lynn. You can see that you're having the desired effect. And then you hear a strangely familiar shuffle. Just the cadence of the walk resonates with you as something from memory. And your father, much shorter than your mother, in a pinstripe suit and bowler hat, is just working through a pile of bills in his hand. Boy, these suckers. Oh, I'll tell you. So many this week, dear. Oh,
What?
I mean, esteemed guests and customers, he
We've got,
adjusts
Two
as
here.
he
You're not
sees
gonna
you
shut
working.
up around people?
Oh, my stars. And he drops the wad of cash for a moment and scrambles to pick it up. And his picking it up is overly thorough, Lynn. It is actually a little disheartening how focused your father is on the money.
That makes sense.
And then he returns his gaze to you after carefully double checking and patting the money on the inside of his vest pocket. Lynn, you're back.
Yeah.
We knew you'd come back. You're a smart kid and you do great with the paints. Look at what you're doing with the paints. Oh, isn't she the smartest, dear? Yes, honey. Very smart. So relieved she's here.
Yeah.
Lynn, we've been doing great business. I have so much to tell you.
Oh,
we want to promote you. You're back, so we actually wanted to change things up a bit.
Do you want to talk somewhere else that isn't in front of all these people?
Oh, yeah, sure. Finish up the paints.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
can talk in your tent. And then
Okay.
he grabs somebody as they're passing by with some crates. And he just says, kick out the new paint girl.
No. You don't
That
have
went
to.
back to Lynn.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You said you're promoting me, right? I mean, there's no reason that.
The confusion. I understand. So you've been the face painter, right?
Yep.
How do you like the sound of esteemed face painter?
Oh,
Huh?
wow.
Gold
I mean, it
letters
doesn't
on
have
the tent? Maybe a badge?
It's got an extra word in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew you'd like it. I always know what you like.
Yeah. No, you do. Yeah.
That's my
Jeez.
kiddo.
Wow, that's quite the welcome back, Dad. Yeah, and then Lynn's gonna turn back to the person who we're like pretty close to being done painting her, and say, "Yeah, you look good."
Is the
Yeah.
ostrich beak done?
Oh, ostrich. Yeah. Here, do you
Oh,
want to?
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy. You know what? On the house. Have a good one.
Oh, you're too kind.
It looks nothing like an ostrich. Lynn thought you said pigeon. It's a whole.
It's a great pigeon, though.
It's a great pigeon, but a bad ostrich.
But how many city dwellers know the difference between an ostrich and a pigeon? You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
hey, if you've only seen an ostrich at this circus, you've only really seen a big pigeon, you know? So I feel like it's the same.
That is a
What if it's an
scathing
what if it's an
review
ostrich
waiting to be
pigeon?
written.
Yeah, Lynn's
After
gonna,
they clear out, yeah, you have a moment of privacy. Yeah.
yeah. Paints are still floating. Clock the detail for later.
Okay. Lynn, honey, what happened? Where have you been?
It's actually kind of a really long story. But to try and make it as short as possible,
Lynn, you're interrupted by another person with crates. Where did you want this, Fang?
Oh, just right over there by that tent. Sorry, Lynn. All right, continue. We're listening.
There's do you guys know about this organization, the Red Lotus?
Their jaws both drop. Eyes go wide. Mother's hand goes over her mouth.
Lynn, most people have heard something, but you probably can't say those words out loud here.
Why? Do you want to go in the tent?
Yes. Okay.
Fixing the hair again. And you step into their lavish tent.
We should have privacy here.
And she nods to someone that you recognize from your previous shenanigans around the circus, Lynn. One of the Red Lotus guards. They don't seem to take notice of you, and they nod and then step out of the tent to give you privacy.
So you were saying, honey?
I found myself with the wrong crowd. And the Red Lotus told me that if I didn't comply with them, that they were going to hurt you.
Oh dear.
Mother's face goes pale. Dad just starts clutching the money in the inside coat pocket.
Tell me more, kiddo.
And obviously I don't know how true that is, right? But there's like this whole underground organization called the library, and there are these people, and I think we have to get out of Republic City.
Get out of the city?
Yeah. Do you feel safe here knowing that there's people who want to hurt me or you here? I mean, I can go off on my own if you think that's a better idea, but
I think this is a great time to roll your trick. At
Okay.
least one trick seems to be the allegation that the Red Lotus is going to threaten your parents if you don't take specific action.
so that is going to be a 9.
Nice. All right, you can pick one.
I'm gonna choose that they stumble, and I take +1 forward to acting against them.
Okay.
They stumble.
For a moment, Fang and Du Encloth look into each other's eyes and then seem to come to a nodding, wordless agreement.
Okay, kid. Maybe too much to tell you, but we've been working with the Red Lotus. And they've been protecting us, but if you're telling me I've been double-crossed, we have to consider it, right, dear?
Mother takes longer, calculating.
For a while, I suppose we could leave. Business is so good. Honey, are you sure about this?
I mean, no, but I don't know how I'm supposed to be sure about evil organization telling me they're gonna hurt my parents. I don't know if they're the Red Lotus. I mean, how do you know you're working with the real Red Lotus? It's so hard to tell up from down right now.
Yeah. How do we know they're the real Red Lotus? Dear, I don't think people would benefit much from posing as the Red Lotus. Either way, they're criminals. And numbers are up. But what exactly did they ask of you, Lynn?
Well, I hadn't gotten that far, Steve.
It's improv.
It's something like it was about Tenzin, and it was about helping brainwash people or something. They had this drug called I don't even know what they call it. I've been calling it cabbage kush because it looks like, you know, like cabbage. And then let's gonna produce the bag that she has and open it up.
Oh, that's real, sweetie. Don't sniff that.
So this brainwashes people.
They use something else too with the Kush. That's a catchy name. Should have thought of that.
So what do you call it?
Oh, I was calling it Happy Dust.
I feel like
I
that's a
didn't like
solid
it
name.
either.
Yeah, we could workshop it. So it's so this happy dust, it brainwashes you and does what?
Well. It doesn't brainwash you. It,
Yeah.
makes you happy. That's my name for it. But anywho, there are other happier dusts. I can see why it didn't stick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't pretend to have all the business smarts in the family.
No, yeah.
Maybe I imparted something to you, So, they use some other machine thing they put on their heads. Lynn,
Uh-huh.
yeah. He looks back at Mom. This is as credible as it gets, dearie.
And
Don't you think?
I just want to say that I'm sorry because I didn't know that it would come to this. And Lynn's gonna throw the cabbage kush in their face.
Why did I know? Why did I know? As soon as you pulled it out.
It's so good.
Wow.
Oh,
I need
Eyes
you guys to
dilate.
pack up and leave
mm-hmm.
by the morning.
Oh, honey, we'd be delighted to.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
We'll just wrap right up.
Okay, good. And if I see you in the city again for like 6 months, I'm gonna come back. I know we have more of this. I know what you've been doing. And I'm gonna make sure that you stay out of trouble. And leave the rest of this behind.
Well, that is perfectly understandable.
Thank God.
Such a smart girl we raised.
Yeah.
We did do a great job. Great job.
Okay, I'm gonna go now, and I'll check back in with you tomorrow.
Lynn, your mother, Dew Encloth, steps forward with a drugged smile. It's a little sloppy compared to her usual movements. She reaches for a hug. What do you do?
Lynn is gonna take the hug like the most desperate little girl you've ever seen.
Wow.
And hug her mom and start to cry because it's been a lot. And she sits there for like an uncomfortable amount of time in it, longer than socially acceptable. And then she's gonna break the hug and say, and I mean it, you're gonna stay out of trouble. And I love you. And because I love you, if you don't stay out of trouble, I'm gonna tell everybody. And it's gonna be a whole thing, and the business is gonna go under. And I don't want that. You don't want that. None of us want that. So I'm just gonna go now before it gets awkward because I don't want this to be awkward. It's supposed to be nice.
Your mom, before you break the hug, says in your ear,
We really did miss you. It wasn't just the gig, even though she's not as good as painting as you are.
and she's gonna get better if you just give her the chance to do it on her own.
All right, sweetie. We have our orders.
Yep.
That we do.
And Lynn is going to leave.
Your parents step out and start barking orders of their own. We're packing up. A couple
and
towns over, there's a great spot with more suckers.
in one last vengeful move, so like typically circus tents are put down with like big stakes in the ground, right? Lynn is going to jump and remove one, so a portion of the tent collapses. Then she's gonna go.
Very tasteful, Will Jenkins. I loved the drug move. I feel like mechanically, I didn't know what to do. Like I wasn't like, that's a roll. Like I think you just had it. So I just love how easily you swept that mission. So you didn't even need to use your +1 from your initial trick success. I was like, is there a second trick coming? Maybe, you know, but excellent work.
Thank you. I wanted to
was
make sure we hit
great.
the story beats.
Mhm. So nice.
That was great. That was great.
Ooh, who do we go to next? Gus. The camera cuts to a Muksur. You have all of your belongings. Where are you? What are you doing, Amuk?
Leaving the compound of the librarian for sure. And trying to find where Resident Moon is.
Yeah. The information provides kind of a circuit of President Moon's regular locations with a recommendation that she be targeted in her own home, her estate, which of course has security, plenty of personnel, but a map has been provided to you. Points of entry, vulnerabilities, etc.
Mook is going to pull a Jingmin and go for the roof. Not just murder people. That's what I mean by go for a Jingmin.
And
In the cover of the night, obviously, it is nighttime, right?
Of course. It can be whatever time you want. You guys get your own timelines right now.
Mook's just gonna run up to a roof and do a little scouting just to see what he can see.
Yeah. I picture you with your usual gear, maybe a few other elements, a grappling hook and rope and things like that. And
Some
you're
sweet
able
smoke bombs.
some sweet smoke bombs if you want them. Amuk. Yeah. Yeah. You get on the roof and you're able to see that the pattern of the guards is total match with the notes that have been provided to you. The intelligence is solid. And there's a gap in one of the circuits that they run. Maybe just shy of 3 seconds time where you might be able to drop down through a window. But I've gotten ahead of myself. I'd like to give you more or less based on an assess the situation.
Assessing the situation. That is passion, right?
Creativity.
Creativity. I will never memorize this, apparently. It's fine. That is a 6 and a 4. with the 0, so 10.
Okay. Okay. You may ask 2 questions. Take +1 ongoing when acting on the answers if any rolls come up. You have it in front of you?
I do not. But I do know that one of the questions I do want to ask is who or what is the most dangerous thing to me right now?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I say why not pull out all the stops? Something in your gut tells you, Amuk, to wait longer. To wait for more information to reveal itself. And sure enough, as it gets a little later into the night, Julie Moon returns, walks down the hallway accompanied by 2 guardians. One of them is Avatar Korra. They're not speaking. In silence, it seems they walk. And they escort Julie Moon into her suite. She steps through the door, leaving her guardians behind. And Korra, though she looks bored, just a little antsy, agitated to have to stand in one place, she does so. She and one other guard right outside the door of the suite. Avatar Korra is the greatest threat.
And then my second question, what's my best way out, in, or through?
Mm.
Do I pick one, or is it all 3?
The in, out, through.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually treated as a compound question, whichever preposition applies. I guess you could put a finer point on it. I'm assuming you're asking about in primarily.
Yeah. So
okay. Oof. You got a 10 plus. Amuk, even someone with your level of skill in combat knows when he has been outmatched. You surmise that a diversion of some kind is your best chance to get in without facing the greatest level of risk. As far as the mechanics around you, the sort of nuts and bolts of how to get in the building, there are 2 windows on the ceiling, sort of moonlight coming down through them. They look very secure, but it's weaker than the building, and it would lead right into the suite of the president.
Mook is gonna go sneakily try to cause a distraction by causing some sort of explosion.
Give me a little detail, yeah.
Probably one of the cars that's on the compound on the opposite side.
Mm.
One of of the movers, the motor vehicles.
Okay. So yeah, if we zoom out and the camera pans above this essentially mansion, further out towards the entrance where there's a cul-de-sac, there are several cars waiting to be used, and you would like to bomb one of these cars. Is that right?
All of the cars.
Okay. So planting explosive packs sort of on each car?
Yeah. Or just, I guess, could I technically... Wait, what do the cars run on? Can I bend gasoline?
Let me just Google how much of gasoline is water for funsies. I think it's very little, but it does have water content in it. About, let's see, depending on the type for passenger vehicles, 4.9% water content is one that I'm showing. There are forms of gasoline that have much higher water content. But as far as bending all of the gas out of the car, it would probably be a messy sort of process. But I'm curious, like, what are you picturing if you bend gas?
Just bending the gas out of all the cars. So I only need to set up one explosive, not to try to roll for multiple explosives.
Okay. So there's at least a component here of sneaking, I guess, to get your setup. How are you going to light the explosion? Just so I can complete my vision of if there's another roll.
I have those super sweet smoke bombs.
Okay. So spark one, throw it into the gas pool type of deal?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the stealth alone sounds like a push your luck. You're going to have to get the caps off of these cars type of a deal, then bend the gas out into a shared pool, and then, find a safe place from which to throw a lit bomb. I think I'll cover it all in one roll. Let's call it push your luck.
PTL.
You've got this.
PTL.
ETL.
That's passion, right?
It is passion.
Oh gosh.
So that's a 4 on the
No.
dice.
Core
And then I have
Canadian.
Wow.
I have +2 to my passion, so that makes it 6. So it's
So
still
can I
not.
like help in a metaphysical
success.
kind of way? Like if this starts like praying,
It's right. We can't help each other on this.
We're all low. This is the lowest I've rolled.
It had
Yeah.
to happen one day, I guess.
I know it had to happen. This is the perfect time for it to happen. What happens?
Amuk. You are able to set up most of this. You, through cunning, get to the cars unseen. You remove the gas caps. You pull out the gas swiftly. You retreat to your post and you make your throw. And you see in the night the faces of the guards light up because of the sparkling lit object flying through the air. They trace its arc right back to you, and you hear the alarm sound throughout the complex.
Ugh.
You hear people yelling, footfall. People are closing in on your location quickly. Where were you hiding? Where did you throw this from?
I was imagining throwing it from like around the corner of the compound at the edge of wherever everything is to be able to jump back up onto the roof.
Yeah. As you are seized with fear at the sheer sound of the number of personnel closing in on your location, the cars explode. And we'll cut. Jingmin,
Oh,
Akifumi
boy.
Yako.
Oh wow.
You and Shadowpaw embark. You're given the location of a vault where it is believed that the staff of Avatar Aang is held, among other important relics. I will say that the vault. Ooh. I will say that the vault, to your surprise, Fumi, as you look at the map, is deep in the earth beneath Air Temple Island.
Oh. Oh, wow.
What do you do?
We need a Fire Nation submarine.
Well,
Oh,
There are
we don't.
two possible paths of approach in terms of land and sea, based on the information given to you. So if you did have a submarine, you could use that. And we'll say that anything is virtually at your disposal through the library. So you could approach underwater and try to find that access point and get in. Or
Grab
you
some
could,
scuba gear.
yeah, or you could try by land.
I feel like we're waterbenderless, so I don't want to take the water approach.
Well, but we're also earthbenderless.
Well, regardless, I think the both of us are still more effective above water.
About that, that's true. Yeah.
We tend to not be fish.
Arrows can't fly underwater, Fumi.
And also, you could break submarine.
But hey, you got a steady stance. You know what I'm saying?
what is
You
a
got steady sense.
harpoon if not a water arrow?
That's actually true too.
Jingmin is
Accurate.
powerful, but she doesn't have this. Okay.
No, we'll approach by land.
Spearfishing
Okay.
is basically underwater arrow.
Yeah, it's true. Starts above water though.
Yeah. So yeah, you reach the edge of the island, let's say by a very sleek, very high-tech boat that was provided to you. It's utterly silent, apart from breaking the waves a little bit as it reaches the shore. What do? You have a location marked on your map. There's an access point beneath Tenzin's office.
Of course, it's beneath his office. All right. Boomy will start leading them, trying to not be noticed towards his office. But also she's trying to look around and see if there's any sort of notice about what happened before to see if somebody did see her, would they put the island on high alert?
So you're looking around to see if
Or
being
any
seen
sort of-
would be an issue.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, is there any sort of notice board or something?
A what? Sorry?
No, like a notice board.
Like a wanted poster with your face on it. Huh. Let me look at this and see if that's what I want to do here. Who is changing the key on our song? Is anyone else hearing that, or am I going crazy?
No. I've heard it. It's like it's changing and then it's been fading every now and then. Like we hit the end of the loop and I'm like, oh, why am I noticing this?
Yeah, I think it's a loop thing.
I blame Justin. I think this is not an assess the situation, and I'll give it to you, Fumi, that the island does not feel like it has in the past.
Okay.
There are unmarked, ununiformed people patrolling.
Okay.
People who normally be out and about, even in the evening, the sounds of occasional laughter or conversation or someone playing an instrument, gone.
Yeah, Fumi's gonna try and lead him on a stealth mission then.
Okay. I would think this is a rely on your skills and training.
All right. From all those times trying to come home late. And skills and training
It
is
prepared you for this day.
bonus. Darn it. I got a 6.
Okay.
I will help.
What do you do to help Jingmin?
I think Xingmin is staying like very close to Fumi, like almost like right behind her, almost shadowing her every step. And I think like maybe they're about to turn a corner, and Jingmin notices like someone on watch a couple times, and Jingmin will put her arm out and like pull Fumi back, like wait. And then his vision bar will like turn the other way, and then all right.
It's like entering the castle in Ocarina of Time.
Exactly.
My head went to Splinter Cell, but I accept Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. I think with a 7, trying to figure out if there's a mechanical benefit to having Shadow Paw with you. But I think I have to leave this
All
in your...
rolls are 10 plus.
All rolls are 10 plus. Because Shadow Paw is stealthy as heck. I think we'll leave that 7 and let it sting as a 7. It's that
Okay.
middle zone. But it is rely on your skills and training, not to push your luck. So on a hit, you do it imperfectly. You could accept these consequences or mark a fatigue to avoid them. I think the obvious is who to do this through? Yeah. As you step around a corner, you see one of the patrols. And the two of you know that you have a split second to knock them out before they get a noise out or otherwise signal the other patrols. Fumi, this is your role. So if you choose, you can mark 1 fatigue.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark it.
What do you do to take them out of commission before they
Like-
can scream?
So she quickly, like in a split second, takes that stance that Jingmin taught her and like throws the boomerang at their feet to knock them down.
Sokka is forever.
Yes.
The boomerang returns to you, Fumi.
Jimmy puts her hands
then-
over her mouth.
And then
she's
she's
so
gonna-
proud.
with them down, now she's gonna rush in and like try and actually like hit their head with her hand so she can knock them out.
Okay. Yep. You finish the job with ease.
You'll solo 1-2 punch with the boomerang.
Yeah.
Shadowpaw points you at the entrance to the building that includes Tenzin's office and the supposed latch door that would lead beneath it. You recognize it. You had been in it not long ago.
Wait, I had?
Oh, I thought so. Maybe it was just Lin and Amuk who had gone in to Tenzin's office.
Yeah, no, Fumi was making breakfast for that.
Yeah, you were busy doing more important things.
That's so underneath that is where the vault should be.
Yes, says Paw.
Jingmin will look at Fumi.
Fumi, if you want, I can try scouting it out. Maybe seeing if there's anything hidden, if there's any traps they have set up for us.
Okay.
I'll assist.
Thank you.
She'll look at Shadowpaw and get so excited.
Heck yeah.
And then instantly go into like a low tucked ninja run. Just start running up.
Arms back, full Naruto.
Yeah,
Just-
completely silent.
Do you think you're more interested in the results of an assess the situation here, Danny? Or are you more interested in just the results of another risk-related role like reliance skills and training or push your luck for the stealth
Okay.
component?
I think I'd be fine doing an assess the situation. Do you think I'd be able to use my wait and listen move to use my extraordinary skills to absorb hidden or deep information for assess the situation?
Let's see. With wait and listen, is there
Absorb
any sort of
hidden-
useful text when you assess while taking the time to use your extraordinary skills to absorb deeper hidden information? Mark of fatigue. Yeah, even though it's titled wait and listen, it doesn't seem like you have to wait and listen a long time or anything like that. So yeah. You can roll with focus instead of creativity and become prepared.
Oh, heckin' yeah. Heckles.
Heckin' yeah. Mark that
Okay.
one fatigue.
Markin. Yeah. So yeah, Jingmin will get to like a spot where she can like see as best she can like what's going on. What's the deal with the office, you know? And I will roll.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh wait, that's a 6. That's fine. Okay. I thought that was like a 3 and I was like, ooh. So that is a 10.
Oh, wow.
You had me worried when you said that's a 6.
No, I was looking at a die. My die has like this weird design on it, and I thought that the 6 on the die was a 3, which would have been bad.
That is a very weird design, my friend.
Yeah.
What 2 questions would you like to ask?
Who or what is the biggest threat, and what's my best way in, specifically into the vault?
Okay. The biggest threat and the best way in. Jingmin, with Shadowpaw's help, you are able to scale the outside of the building as part of your sort of circuit around this office. And you're able to see through the window that Tenzin has fallen asleep at his desk, surrounded by papers, covered in signatures. The best way in is the door to the office. The window may be too loud, depending on how it's broken or latched open. But the door is already cracked. You may have to deal with others to get to the interior of the building and get in, but Tenzin is the greatest threat.
Slippin' Tenzin, huh? Okay. Yeah, Jingman will return to the rest of the group and relay that information.
Yeah, Tenzin's in there, but he's fast asleep at his desk. I think we should just be able to walk through the front door as long as we're quiet.
Okay.
On we go then.
Yeah.
And we cut.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Everyone's doing great on their missions.
This is feeling like the end of the first episode of Trophy, where I was cutting so much.
Thank you so much, players. Excellent work. Everybody for joining us. We thank you for hanging out with us in Discord. Thank you for those who support us on Patreon. Thank you. We appreciate it so much. If you haven't yet, please leave us a review. Helps people find the podcast. And if you're considering being a patron, we got some cool stuff we're cooking up. So we just need a few more patrons, as we mentioned, to get to a very exciting Danny on Danny after show segment. And of course, there are many more things awaiting us in the broader Dustfire community, but also in this show. We will see what happens next week. Bye.
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 Those who are still with us, let's do a little rady poo. What do you think?
Sure, why
Heck.
not?
Yeah. Oh wow, Steve.
Oh, wow. What a night we've had.
Raid message. Pasted.